When Rick Pittino was coaching at Providence, his team was the 5th best foul shooting team in the country. And in the last 2 years there, Rick's team was #1 in the Big East. Now, that has rubbed off on his New York Knickerbockers as they have made great strides in that department. And it's turning into perhaps some winning reasons why the team is doing so much better this year. Rick, what are some of the points that you have to make with the team to make sure this team is shooting their foul shots so much better?
Well, John, there are 3 essentials of foul shooting, and we lack them, and we still do to a certain degree. We still have to work on it. One is repetition, shooting so many foul shots the same way each time.
How many foul shoots a day do you like your players to shoot in practice?
In college, I wanted 100 from 7 to 8 in the morning, and then 100 after study hall from 10 to 11 in the evening. We don't have that schedule. Right now, we try to take 50 per practice, where we chart it each day. We go around and we have what we call a shot check. We make sure that technically they're doing the right things. I think when you're in a close ball game and you miss that first one, the second one really starts to develop a lump in your throat. But you overcome that through repetition and technique. You've got to go back to your technique. And once you start thinking about that, not moving the head, things fall into place. The second thing, the obvious thing, is the technical points, and where not to make a mistake. And what we try and do is not move our head and be a two-eyed shooter. Most jump shooters today, and from the free throw line as well, are one-eyed shooters. What they do is they put the ball in front of one eye, and they move their head slightly, and as soon as their head moves, obviously, they're breaking down mechanically. Some people, Rory Sparrow, for instance, is a two-eyed shooter. He'd bring it in front of his head, and his head would go way back. What we try to do is become two-eyed shooters, where our head never moves. We bring it up this side of our body, and the eyes never leave the rim.
A foul shot, if I shoot it with one hand, what I'm trying to do here is keep both eyes on the rim and be a two-eyed shooter. Most people shoot with one eye. The ball will come in front of their face and bring it up, and their head will move. In order to be an outstanding foul shooter or shooter from the perimeter, our head must stay still. If the head doesn't move, the ball will follow along the path of the right foot, the extension of the elbow, up and through. If we're a one-eyed shooter, the ball will cross in front of our eye, and our head will move back, and we will pull the trigger. Now we put the shooting hand in, and you must form a T with your thumbs. If you don't form a T, then the left hand will affect the shot. By forming the T's, the left hand now serves as a guide hand. Now we come up, two-eyed shooter, the head doesn't move, and we finalize the shot.
And the third thing is, John, you got to shoot under fatigue. And the other night at Houston, we did not shoot well under fatigue.
Yeah, it was a 2 for 8 in the last 40 seconds, right?
No doubt about it. And we did miss. We were tired. We were pressing the whole night. And when you're a pressing team, you need 3 things. Obviously, you've got to be in great shape to press. You've got to be a good three-point shooting team to exploit the defense that doesn't play you because they're tired. And the next thing, when you go to the foul line, you know they're going to be tired. You cannot be. And we certainly were the other night. Unfortunately, we were up 3 points.
What I'd like to do now is explain the philosophy of fatigue. What the Friars try to accomplish is wear our opponents down with pressure defense, and before they can react, come right back down in the offensive end in transition and go through our one-on-one play. You're going to be more fatigued, and obviously you're going to foul more. When I took over 3 years ago at Providence College, the Friars were shooting 64 and 66% from the foul line. The first thing we did was understand we would come and develop our repetition, our technique, developing our form, where the head stays still and we become a two-eyed shooter. Then in all our drills, we shoot when we're fatigued. We first work on repetition and form, and we end it, every drill we use, whether it be ball handling, shooting, ball faking, defense, no matter what, we end it with foul shooting. That's why we went from 64 and 66 to 78 and 80, leading this past season the Big East in foul shooting, ending up 11th in the nation. in free throw percentage. So form and shooting under the influence of fatigue.